You're stuck in a cycle of negative thinking. It happens. We get so used to it that it starts to feel like the default mode. And then when we're feeling down, our thoughts become louder, almost like they're defining who we are. But here's the thing, your thoughts are not who you are. I know it's hard to shake that feeling, but when we let those thoughts define us, we're giving them power over us. And that power, it's not real. Think about it like this. Negative thoughts are like channels on a TV. You're flipping through and one pops up, something you don't like. Do you stay on it? No, you change the channel, right? That's exactly how you should treat negative thoughts. You don't need to waste time on them. Just flick through, don't let them stick. See, when you're watching TV, you're constantly flicking through channels until you find something interesting, something positive. That's how your mind works. When negative thoughts pop up, you don't need to watch them. Just flick through them. It's not about getting rid of them completely. It's about learning to ignore them. And trust me, that's the key. Your mind, it's like a never-ending flicking of channels. New thoughts come in, thoughts leave, and it's all just noise. But when you focus on a positive thought, it's like finding the channel you want to watch. The trick is to not stop on the negative ones. When you don't, you're not letting them control your actions. And that brings us back to the core idea. You are not your thoughts. You're the reaction to your thoughts. That's powerful. You might get millions of thoughts running through your head, and just because a thought pops up doesn't mean you have to react to it. Think about this. If you're watching a TV show about something you're not interested in, do you stay glued to the screen? Of course not. So why do we do that with our minds? Why do we get stuck on a negative thought, like we're watching something we don't want? It's the habit, and habits, they're hard to break, right? But here's the thing, and once you form a habit, it sticks. And that's true for both good and bad habits. It's like this. It's easy to get motivated. We've all been there, right? You're chilling, you hear a song or watch a video, and boom, you're motivated. But how long does that last? A few hours, a day maybe? Motivation is easy to create, but it's just as easy to break. We need to focus less on motivation and more on discipline. Discipline is the foundation. It's hard to build and it's hard to break. But it's that discipline, that consistency, that will help you ignore those negative thoughts. If you can make it a habit to flick through those negative thoughts and focus only on the positive ones, you're creating a new powerful habit. And once that habit is formed, it's hard to break. So every time a negative thought pops up, just remember, don't react. You're not your thoughts. They're just passing through. The more you ignore them, the easier it becomes. And eventually they'll fade away. They won't even bother you anymore. And let's talk about bad habits for a moment. Porn, alcohol, all these things, these negative actions start with a thought. And we tend to act on those thoughts because we're not paying attention to what's happening inside. But what if you started ignoring those bad thoughts, flicking through them like a channel on the TV? Over time, your mind will start to change. You won't feel the need to indulge in those bad habits anymore. Your mind will be used to the positive habits instead. And here's the trick. You'll start realizing that you're not even reacting to the negative thoughts anymore. They'll come and go, but you won't even give them attention. And when you don't react, you don't act. And that's when the magic happens, because your actions are no longer being driven by negative thoughts. And it won't be perfect at first. You'll slip, we all do. But here's the key, you'll catch yourself. When you slip into a negative thought, you'll remind yourself, what am I doing? I don't do this anymore. It won't feel normal because it's no longer your habit, and that's how you get back on track. So remember this, you're not your thoughts, you're the reaction to your thought.